So the problem with authorization groups is you can still you still have to give access to transaction SS16 or SM30. That's one thing. And if S underscore tarboo DIS is not properly controlled, if the value 02 sneaks in the activity field, then the users can still maintain the data from those tables which are part of the authorization group, tables which are part of the group that is assigned. And the performance related issues and data integrity becomes a problem because you still have to give access to SS16. And also the users can still view tables which are not assigned to any group. So even though authorization groups limit access to the number of tables which the users can view, it does not avoid giving access to SS16 or SM30. It does not avoid the performance problem. It does not avoid the data integrity issue if tarboo DIS is not properly controlled. So the alternative that you have other than authorization groups is creating a table-specific transaction code for tables. Now this mechanism, this is the recommended way of securing access to tables, and this is recommended by SAP. Now what this requires a creation of custom transaction code for every table the users would need access to. So every table that the user will say, I need access to so and so table, you end up creating a transaction code for it. Now this is used to restrict access to specific tables or table views by pre-populating the table name field in the initial SS16 screen, while at the same time skipping the initial SS16 screen. So this still works like SS16. The only difference is you directly jump to the selection screen of the table. So you don't go to the screen where you have, when you execute SS16, you first have to enter the table name. You avoid that step when you use this concept of creating a custom transaction code. So you directly go to the selection screen of the table. So the custom transaction code that you create will pre-populate the table name. So when you execute the transaction, it directly goes to the selection screen of the transaction code. Now, but the problem with this concept is it still does not address the performance related issue risk, because once you go to the selection screen and if you're accessing the table contains a large number of data records, then you still go end up in performance related problems. And also it does not address the direct table updates. If the table for which you have created the custom transaction code, if that table allows for direct table updates, you can still do that. So to give access to these transaction codes, you need to identify a role and include the transaction code in the role. So because it's a transaction code, to give access to that transaction code, you need to put it in some role. So you need to identify that role. So every time you create a custom transaction code, you'll have to identify a role in which that custom transaction code could be included, and then modify the role and go through the transport process to get that transaction code in the production system. SAP has some standard table-specific transaction codes such as SS16 underscore BKPF, SS16 underscore KNA1, etc. SAP already gives you such there's custom transaction table specific transaction codes for some tables. It's not nothing new which you have to create, which you have which you have which you're doing, which is out of the SAP recommendations. SAP already has table specific transaction codes implemented, and you can use these transaction codes as templates to create your own custom transaction codes. So you can either make a copy of an existing such transaction code or create a new one using the create option in the transaction SE93. So SE93 is the transaction which is used for creating custom transaction codes. So you can make a copy of this. Let's say you can take SE16_BKPF and make a copy of it and create a custom transaction code, and then change the attributes to reflect your table names. So the creating table specific transaction codes is not something new in the SAP system. It is recommended by SAP, and SAP also provides you with some default standards such as standard transaction codes. Now the beauty about this concept, using the table specific transaction codes, is that users get access to only those tables which they need. Nothing more, nothing less. No other tables. In authorization groups, user get access to the tables that they need, but also the tables which are part of that group. So they get access to more tables than more tables than they need. Whereas in a table specific transaction code, they only get access to the table for which the transaction code has been created. So this is the table specific transaction code is a preferred way, SAP recommended solution for giving access to tables.